Welcome to the Global Lenzi, bringing you the latest news from around the world. In the rugged mountains of Zambales, Philippines, a team of geologists has made a groundbreaking discovery: vast deposits of rare earth elements, minerals that are absolutely essential to powering our modern high-tech world. These minerals, hidden beneath the surface for millennia, are now coming to light, promising to reshape not just the local landscape, but potentially the global economy as well. Rare earth elements are the invisible backbone of technology. They power everything from the smartphones in our pockets, to the batteries in electric vehicles, to the advanced defense systems that protect nations. Without them, much of the technology we rely on every day simply wouldn't exist. For decades, China has held a near monopoly on the rare earth market, controlling the vast majority of global supply. But with this new discovery in the Philippines, the balance of power could be about to shift, opening up new opportunities and new challenges on the world stage. The Philippines, a nation long celebrated for its stunning beaches and rich agricultural heritage, now finds itself at the center of a new and complex geopolitical conversation. The world's attention is turning to Manila as the country steps into an unexpected spotlight. This isn't just about extracting minerals from the earth. It's about forging a path toward economic independence and strengthening national security. The stakes are high, and the decisions made now will echo for generations. Western nations, eager to reduce their reliance on China for these critical resources, are watching the Philippines closely. Diplomatic visits and high-level talks are already underway, as global powers position themselves for what could be a seismic shift in supply chains. The implications of this discovery are enormous. It touches every sector, from green energy and cutting-edge technology, to military hardware and national defense. The ripple effects could be felt across industries and continents. The discovery itself was made possible through a combination of advanced satellite imaging and traditional boots-on-the-ground geological surveys. This blend of old and new techniques has revealed mineral riches that were previously hidden from view. Early reports from the field suggest that the deposits are not only extensive but also commercially viable, meaning they could be mined at scale and brought to market, potentially transforming the Philippine economy. If managed wisely, this could propel the Philippines into the ranks of the world's top rare earth producers, joining an exclusive club of nations that hold the keys to the future of technology. Now, the nation faces a critical crossroads: how to manage this newfound wealth responsibly, balancing economic growth with environmental protection and the interests of local communities. The choices made in Manila will have far-reaching consequences, not just for the Philippines but for the entire world. The eyes of the globe are fixed on what happens next. In this series, we'll explore what rare earth elements are, why they matter so much, and how this remarkable find could reshape the world as we know it. We'll take a closer look at the current supply chain, still dominated by China, and dive into the specifics of the Philippine discovery, what it means for global trade, and for the future of technology. The economic benefits for the Philippines could be immense, but so too are the environmental risks. We'll analyze both sides of the equation and hear from those whose lives will be most affected. Finally, we'll consider the geopolitical shifts this could trigger as alliances are tested and new partnerships are forged in the race for resources. The world is watching the Philippines, waiting to see how this story unfolds. A new chapter in the global resource race has begun, and the stakes have never been higher. The outcome is uncertain, but one thing is clear: the decisions made now will shape the future for decades to come. This is the story of a discovery that could change everything. A turning point not just for the Philippines, but for the entire world. The Philippines stands at the threshold of a new era, with the world watching and history in the making. The global resource game has a new player, and the next moves will define the future. Rare earth elements, or REs, are a group of 17 metals that are absolutely crucial to the technology we use every day, even though most people have never heard of them. Despite their name, these elements aren't actually rare in the Earth's crust, but they are rarely found in concentrations that make them easy to mine. Extracting and refining them is a complex, expensive, and often environmentally challenging process. Their unique chemical and physical properties make them irreplaceable in a wide range of applications, from the tiniest electronics to massive green energy projects and advanced military technology. For example, neodymium is essential for making powerful magnets that drive electric vehicles and keep wind turbines spinning efficiently. Ytterbium and erbium are key ingredients in the fiber optic cables that form the backbone of our global communications networks. Europium and terbium are what give the vivid reds and greens to the screens on our TVs, smartphones, and computers. As green technology and consumer electronics have exploded in popularity, the demand for REs has soared to unprecedented levels, putting pressure on global supply chains. Every electric car, wind turbine, and even many household gadgets depend on these elements to function reliably and efficiently. Because there are so few effective substitutes, industries are left vulnerable to supply disruptions, which can have ripple effects across the global economy. Scientists around the world have spent years searching for alternative materials, but so far, nothing matches the performance of rare earths. Even a shortage of just one rare earth element can bring entire industries to a standstill, highlighting their critical importance. That's why the recent discovery of significant rare earth deposits in the Philippines is so important. It offers hope for diversifying supply in a market that has long been dominated by a single country. If developed responsibly, this discovery could be a true game changer, reshaping global supply routes and improving security for industries worldwide. For nearly 3 decades, China has maintained an overwhelming dominance in the rare earth market, shaping the global landscape for these critical minerals. Today, China is responsible for mining over 60% of the world's rare earths and refining nearly 90% of the global supply, a staggering share that leaves other nations far behind. This near monopoly gives Beijing immense leverage over the world's most advanced technology and defense industries, as rare earths are essential for everything from smartphones to fighter jets. China's dominance didn't happen by accident. It's the result of decades of strategic investment, government support, and low-cost production, which forced many competitors in the US, Australia, and elsewhere out of business. As global demand for rare earths continues to surge, driven by the rapid growth of electric vehicles, renewable energy like wind power, and the ever-expanding electronics sector, the world's dependence on China becomes increasingly risky and unsustainable. The risks became clear in 2010, when China abruptly cut off rare earth exports to Japan during a diplomatic dispute, sending shockwaves through global markets and exposing the vulnerability of international supply chains. Since that wake-up call, countries like the US, Australia, and the European Union have scrambled to develop alternative supply chains and restart domestic production, but progress has been slow and challenging. Now, the recent discovery of significant rare earth deposits in the Philippines could finally provide the catalyst for real change, offering hope for a more balanced and secure global supply. A new, stable source outside China is urgently needed to meet the world's rising demand and to reduce the risks of future supply disruptions that could impact countless industries. As the world searches for reliable alternatives, all eyes are now on the Philippines, which may hold the key to breaking China's stranglehold on the market. The stakes are incredibly high. A single disruption in rare earth supply could halt entire industries, from automotive manufacturing to advanced electronics and even national defense. The Zambales find in the Philippines could help rebalance the market, providing a much-needed alternative and reducing the world's reliance on a single supplier. This is about more than just economics. It's about global security, technological leadership, and the ability of nations to control their own futures. The next steps taken by governments and industry will determine whether the world can finally break free from China's rare earth grip and secure a more resilient future. The Philippines now holds a key piece of the puzzle, with the potential to reshape the global rare earth landscape for years to come. The race to diversify supply is on, and the world is watching closely as new players step onto the stage. The rare earth discovery centers on Zambales, Luzon, a region known for its rich geology. Using satellite imaging and ground surveys, geologists identified high-grade deposits of both light and heavy rare earths. Early assessments suggest this is one of the richest finds outside China in decades. The mix includes valuable heavy elements like dysprosium and terbium, essential for high-performance magnets. The Philippine government quickly declared the area a mineral reservation, securing it for state-led development. This move prevents a chaotic mining rush and allows for strategic planning. The world is watching how the Philippines will manage this resource. The discovery could supply a significant share of global demand for years. The next challenge, moving from discovery to responsible development. The stakes for the nation, and the world, are enormous. Zambales is now on the global map. The Philippines' emergence as a rare earth supplier could reshape the global supply chain. The goal isn't to replace China, but to create a more balanced, resilient market. Western nations are eager to invest, seeing the Philippines as a secure, allied source. But mining is just the start. The real value lies in processing and refining, where China still dominates. Building domestic processing capacity will be crucial for the Philippines to capture full value. Partnerships with countries like the US and Australia could accelerate this process. A new supply source could stabilize prices and benefit industries worldwide. But the path from discovery to production is long and complex. The world is watching to see if the Philippines can deliver. The next few years will be critical. For the Philippines, rare earths offer immense economic promise, billions in exports, new jobs, and national growth, but the risks are just as great. Rare earth mining can devastate the environment if not managed carefully. Toxic chemicals and radioactive waste are real dangers. The Philippines has a mixed record on mining regulation, raising concerns about oversight. Indigenous communities in Zambales must be respected and included in decision-making. Social unrest and corruption are real risks if benefits aren't shared fairly. The government faces a test. Can it balance economic growth with environmental and social responsibility? The choices made now will shape the nation's future. Sustainable development is possible, but only with strong governance and transparency. The world is watching. The stakes couldn't be higher. The Zambales discovery is a geopolitical event, not just a domestic one. Its location in the South China Sea heightens tensions between the US and China. The US will likely deepen its partnership with the Philippines to secure supply chains. China may respond with economic or military pressure. Regional players like Japan and South Korea will seek access to the new supply. The Philippines gains bargaining power but also faces new risks. ASEAN neighbors may follow suit, developing their own rare earth resources. Southeast Asia could become a new supply hub, challenging China's dominance. The Indo-Pacific chessboard is shifting. The Philippines is now a key player. Experts call the Zambales find the most significant rare earth discovery in decades. The challenge building processing infrastructure and attracting investment. The Philippine government is updating policies to streamline permits and require value-added processing at home. Major tech and auto companies are watching closely, eager for new, stable sources. Supply chain security now matters as much as price. Environmental and human rights groups urge strict oversight and community consent. The success of this venture will be measured in both economic and social terms. The world is looking for a model of responsible resource development. The Philippines has a chance to set a new standard. The next steps will be crucial. The Philippine rare earth discovery is a turning point for the global resource landscape. It offers hope for a more diversified, resilient supply chain and a new era of economic opportunity. But the path forward is fraught with challenges: technical, environmental, and social. The Philippines must balance growth with stewardship, ensuring benefits are shared and risks are managed. The geopolitical stakes are high, with global powers watching every move. The choices made now will ripple across the world. The story is just beginning, a test of leadership, vision, and responsibility. Can the Philippines seize this moment for the collective good? The world is waiting for the answer. The future of rare earths and global technology may depend on it.